Hello everyone, I am Rohith and welcome to Mind Minutes with Santhosh. Imagine this for a second. A sudden earthquake, a massive forest fire, or a tragic accident right in front of your eyes. In that split second, do you know what your brain is actually doing? Why is it that someone we consider incredibly brave suddenly freezes like a statue? But on the other hand, why does an ordinary person in that exact same situation suddenly act like a superhero and save others? Same situation, same danger, but two completely different reactions. This isn't just about courage or personality, it's about how your brain is wired to react to extreme stress. Today, we are going deep into human behavior in high stress situations. In this episode, we are going to explore what exactly happens inside your brain during a sudden danger. Why do some people panic while others stay remarkably calm? How can we make better decisions during those high pressure moments? Think back to a moment in your own life, an unexpected crisis. Were you calm or did panic take over? The answer to that is the key to our topic today. Let's look at a real world scenario. A large shopping mall, hundreds of people inside. Suddenly, the fire alarm blares. Some people scream and start running blindly. Some stay exactly where they are, assuming it's a false alarm. A few stay calm, guiding others toward the exits. One alarm, three different reactions. That is human behavior under stress. When your brain senses a threat, logic isn't the first thing to wake up. Instead, it's the amygdala, your brain's emotional center. Think of it as a smoke detector or an emergency alarm. The moment it detects danger, it sends an emergency signal to your body, triggering a massive chemical reaction. The star of this show? Adrenaline. Once adrenaline hits your system, your heart rate skyrockets. Blood flows away from your stomach and towards your muscles. Your vision sharpens into tunnel focus. Why? Because our ancestors lived in the wild. If a trigger jumped out, they didn't have time to debate. They had to decide in a millisecond. Do I fight or do I run? Evolution designed our brains this way to keep us alive. In high stress situations, the brain generally chooses one of three paths: fight, flight, or freeze. Fight response. You take action against the danger. You see an accident, you run toward it to pull someone out. Flight response. Your brain switches to survival priority. Your only instinct is to get away as fast as possible. Freeze response. This is the one most people find confusing. Sometimes people can't move or speak. Their brain literally stalls because of fear overload. There is a biological reason for this. In the animal kingdom, some animals play dead so a predator loses interest. We still carry that ancient instinct. But while playing dead works for an opossum, freezing in the middle of a car accident is what we call cognitive shock, and it can be deadly. Here is a crazy fact about adrenaline. Once it's released, your brain might not even notice pain. You have probably heard of accident victims with serious injuries who still run to find help. They only feel the pain much later. In that moment, your brain only cares about one thing: survival. This isn't just theory. We see this in society all the time. Have you noticed that in a crowded place, if an accident happens, many people watch but very few help? Psychologists call this the bystander effect. The logic is, I don't need to help, surely someone else will. This is known as diffusion of responsibility. There is a famous case from 1964 in New York. A woman named Kitty Genoese was attacked while 38 people watched from their windows. Not a single person called the police because everyone thought someone else had already done it. Suppose, if you are ever in trouble in a crowd, don't just scream, help. Point at one specific person and say, you in the blue shirt, call the police. This breaks the bystander effect immediately. During the 9/11 attacks in the World Trade Center, survivors reported something fascinating. Even in that extreme terror, people didn't just run and scream. They formed lines and walked down the stairs calmly. Why? Social proof. Our brains look at others to decide how to behave. If the person next to you is walking, you walk. There's a brilliant book called The Unthinkable by Amanda Ripley. She talks about the survival arc, the three stages we go through in a crisis. The first stage, denial. Your brain says this isn't happening or it's just a drill. In the Titanic, people stayed in their cabins for an hour because their brains couldn't process that the unsinkable ship was actually sinking. The second one is deliberation. Your brain starts searching for data on what to do next. If you have a plan B ready, this stage happens fast. For example, when you enter a movie theater, just take 5 seconds to spot the emergency exit. That small piece of data is exactly what your brain will look for during deliberation. The third stage is decision. This is where you finally take action. In the book Thinking Fast and Slow, Daniel Kahneman explains that the brain has two systems. According to this book, the brain operates using these two systems. System 1, fast, intuitive and emotional. System 2, slow, logical and analytical. During stressful situations, system 1 usually takes control. That means decisions are made quickly and emotionally, and because of that, mistakes can happen. People also make certain common mistakes under extreme stress. One of them is called tunnel vision. When danger appears, our attention becomes extremely narrow. For example, during a fire, a person may only focus on the main door. Even if a window is open nearby, the brain may completely ignore it. That is tunnel vision. Another mistake is cognitive paralysis. When too much information or fear overwhelms the brain, it becomes difficult to process the situation. As a result, decisions get delayed. Some people simply freeze and cannot act. Stress cannot be completely avoided, but it can be managed. One simple technique is called box breathing. This technique is used by some special forces. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold again for 4 seconds. This breathing pattern helps calm the nervous system. When we are scared, our breathing becomes fast. But when we deliberately slow our breathing, the body sends a signal to the brain that everything is under control. Another important concept is muscle memory. Firefighters, pilots and soldiers go through repeated training. The reason is simple. In stressful situations, the brain may slow down, but trained muscle memory can respond automatically. That is why practice can sometimes save lives. There is also a powerful idea from the book Man's Search for Meaning. It says that even in the worst suffering, if a person has a purpose, they can survive mentally. Purpose gives strength to the mind, and a strong mind can guide the brain through extreme stress. The truth is, stress is a part of life. We cannot completely avoid it. But here is an interesting truth. Stressful situations often reveal a person's true character. In that moment, an ordinary person can become a hero. A calm mind, a clear decision can save a life. So the next time stress appears in your life, don't panic. We may not control every reaction, but we can train our brain. And that training can change everything. If you found this episode useful, please like and share it. Until then, stay prepared, stay calm. Bye bye.